this is me. I graduated in 2007 from Bassett. If you can tell, I still look the same age. So for some reason, I just don't grow up. But I always knew that I would go to college. That was something that my parents really impressed upon me. Neither one of them did get a four-year degree, so they knew what the importance was of getting that education. However, I also knew that I didn't have any way of paying for it. There was no funds set back in the bank by my parents that would help me pay for it. And I even worked in high school just to help out and pay for necessities. So it was an exciting time to think that I'm going to college, but also a worrying time to figure out how I would pay for it. Fortunately, 4 years later, I did graduate from ODU in 2011 with a bachelor's degree in human services. And I was really happy that day for two reasons. First, because I was the first person in my immediate family to actually get a degree, a four-year degree. But I also had absolutely no money owed in student loans, and I had never had to pay a penny for anything, no tuition, books, or anything, which was great. I can't express how awesome that was. And so I just have a few tips to offer you when you look at scholarships. I did not know what I was doing. I kind of learned it the hard way. So the first one is apply for everything. I thought that I could find a few good scholarships that were local, so I'd have a better chance to apply for them. I don't think I got any of them. And I learned that scholarships, it's a continuous process as long as you're in school. Every year you have to go back and find more scholarships and reapply. They require a lot of effort, they're very competitive, and they require a lot of your time. So how I started to think about trying to motivate myself is that whenever I'm enrolled for classes, whether it was 4 classes, 5 classes, I always added on an extra one. And that was my scholarship class, just mentally in my mind. And that was the 20 or 30 minutes that I took a day to research and apply to scholarships. It's not easy, but you can do it. I know other people who've done it. It just takes a lot of work. Pay attention to detail. Every scholarship you look at is different. They're all going to open on a different date. They're going to close on a different date. They're going to want you to submit it in a different way. They might want it hand-delivered or mailed or sent through email. And they're also going to require different additional pieces of information like recommendations, transcripts, resumes. And if you leave off one little piece of information or one required piece of paperwork, it can cause you to not be looked at and miss out on the scholarship. Doesn't matter how long you took to work on it, they can just throw you out. So please pay attention to detail. Make sure you answer every question and you have everything together before you turn it in. And last, go where the money is. I know we all have a dream school, and I'm not saying don't go there. This is just my personal path. I applied, I was offered scholarships, and I went where the most money was. In the end, it really paid off. So that's a little bit about me. A few little tips, hopefully, that will help you out. We have 4 great people here on our panel who are going to talk to you about their individual scholarships. Right next to me is Letitia Pulliam. She's the Executive Assistant to the Vice President here of Institutional Advancement and the PH Foundation. We then have Paul Farrar, great, with the Virginia Tobacco Scholarship. And then we have Fred Webb. He's going to talk to you about the JT Minimod Charitable Trust. And then we have Alyssa Wigington. She is with the Martinsville Area Community Foundation. So would you like to start, Letitia? And you can speak right there.
Do you have the microphone? Hold on one second, Tish. We have a microphone for you.
I'm Patrick Henry, Community College Foundation. Currently, manages 103 scholarships, and many of those scholarships have multiple awards. So there are often times when we cannot give all our scholarships away, and we don't want that to happen. So what I wanted to also follow in with Megan is when you are doing a scholarship application, please take your time, because you're basically selling yourself. When we have over 300 to 400 applications, we want the ones that are going to stand out, the ones that are going to pop. And it often, and most often, definitely comes down to the essay component. I know a lot of people don't like to write, a lot of people do like to write. But please, when you get to that point in a scholarship application, take your time. We recommend opening a Word document, writing your essays, spell check. Please don't use text language. Spell out a word, Y-O-U, not you. I know you're used to the text language, but please take your time, sell yourself, address all the questions, because if we have two students that we're looking at for a scholarship who have identical GPAs, they all meet the criteria, it will come down to the essay. So as Megan said, take your time, put your best foot forward, tell us why we should award you a scholarship, because we want to give this money away. It's there. Our donors give this money to support students. So please, when you're doing your application, that's just one thing I really want to stress. I've got a listing of all our scholarships if anybody's interested. And the great thing that we have here is we have one online application. So you go in, you open that application, you fill in all your information. Instead of having to complete 103 paper applications, the program that we have that Mark Nelson generated for us will take your information and it will put you into every scholarship you're eligible for. So you don't even have to really say, okay, I see about 3 scholarships, I'm interested, how do I apply for those? We've got the one big online application, which opens on April 1st, and it will be open until May 28th. May 30th, sorry. So you've got 2 full months. So please, when you apply, take your time. Make sure that you answer every question completely, because I don't want you to skip over your GPA, because that is a driving criteria in a lot of our applications. So just be sure and take your time. We're here for questions. As I said, everything's online. You don't have to do anything paper-wise. And I'm going to tell you about another program that we have, which is our Patrick Henry Scholars. Do we have a lot of high school seniors in here? Our Patrick Henry Scholars Program, that is our elite scholarship. This is for graduating students from our service region, from the 5 high schools in our service region. Now this one is a bit more involved application-wise, because you can potentially, if you maintain criteria, maintain GPA, you can attend Patrick Henry Community College for 2 years tuition-free and take up to 15 credits. So this is our top-tier scholarship, and being that it is that way, it requires a little more work. That application is opening on February 17th and closing on March 20th. It's also an online application. You'll find a link on our homepage. And then I'll talk about our last pot of money that we have, which is our Tobacco Commission money. This is different from four-year school tobacco money. We get an award from the Tobacco Commission. We have a pot of first-generation money. We have a pot of tobacco farmer money. And we have a pot of CCC money. The first generation is for a student whose neither parent has an associate's or higher. You don't have an associate's degree or higher. You have a 2.0 GPA on all prior college work, and you're considered in-state for tuition. This is also an online application, and it's ongoing. There's no start and cutoff deadline on that. It's an ongoing, rolling application. I'll briefly talk about the other two. The tobacco farmer is if you or your family has done tobacco farming since the year 2000. And then CCC is for students who are graduating from high school with an advanced studies diploma. So if you need any of those or have any more questions, I've got cards, I've got some handouts. Just please come see me afterwards and I'll be happy to share. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Paul Farrar, and I'm with the Southside Tobacco Region Scholarship for four-year schools. I'm glad you ended on the community college level. The money that I oversee is the money that for anybody who goes to a four-year school. And we do have some different criteria than what the community college does as far as how our scholarship goes. And probably different criteria as far as what we look for and all than any other scholarship up here. For our scholarship, there's three basic things to qualify. Number one, you have to live in one of the 24 Southside counties. And if you come back to my table back there, I've got a brochure that has those counties on the map inside this brochure. Number two, you have to go to a four-year college and university, in-state, out-of-state, public or private, online, brick or mortar, as long as it's accredited. We don't care where you go, it's got to be a four-year college university. And finally, you got to have a 2.0 GPA or greater. So basically, it's residency-based. I mean, as long as you live in one of these counties and live here for a year, and you're going to the four-year school, and you have a high GPA, or not high GPA, but at least 2.0 GPA, then you qualify. As far as the amount goes, it pays $90 a credit hour for most people. But if you're a community college transfer student, and what we consider community college transfer student, one that's sort of more of a traditional one, not a dual enrolled student, but a student who graduates high school and then transfers after they've gone to community college for 2 years, they get $100 a credit hour. So it's two different awards, $90 for most people, $100 for community college transfer students. The reason we do that, for the most part, we consider a dual enrolled student a freshman in our program. And the reason we do that is because we have found that, especially some specific majors, if you're dual enrolled and you come in with 60 credits and we want to consider you a junior, those 60 credits may not transfer to some majors. We had one extreme example of a student that went to Liberty for nursing. She had 60 credits when she went in, however, only 9 of them went to that major. So that's the reason we do that, because ours is credit hour based. We give you 120 credits, and we have to subtract whatever you transfer in. So for that student, we transferred 60 in. She only had 60 left, but only 9 of them went to it, so she wouldn't be able to get the full use of the scholarship. And that's why we do that. However, we will make an exception if you can prove to us how many credits you have towards your degree. And how you did that is you had to meet with your college advisor and fill out a degree completion plan to show how many credits transferred to that major and how many you have left. If you do that, then we can make an exception for you. But you have to meet with your advisor, fill out that checklist to show, I've got this many credits towards my degree, I have this many left, this is what I need help for. The money, like I said, is free money. It never has to be paid back. It is a scholarship. So no matter what you do after you graduate, you don't have to pay this money back. What we do offer, though, and the goal of this program is trying to get people to come back to Southside of Southwest Virginia. And how we did that is once you graduate with your bachelor's degree, if you come back and you obtain a full-time employment, what we call full-time employment, it's 32 hours or more a week. If you come back and have a full-time job in one of the 24 Southside counties or any of the Southwest counties, and both of those counties are also in this brochure, then we pay you $2,000 a year in your pocket for each year you work, not to exceed the number of years you get money under the scholarship. So you get money under the scholarship for 4 years, you come back and work 4 years, that's $8,000 back in your pocket. If you do not come back to the area, you don't get the bonus, but the money for school is still free. So it's win-win either way you go. It's win-win if you don't come back because we gave you some money for free for school. If you come back, it's more of a win because you get money in your pocket. And you can use that money for anything you want to do. Okay, as far as how we award by priority and GPA. The first priority is our renewal students, people who got money last year. The next priority after that are college juniors and college seniors in STEM or allied health majors, science, technology, engineering, math, or health. The next one after that is all other juniors and seniors. After that is sophomores, and then finally entering freshmen, the freshmen at the bottom of the list. Now, you may say, if I'm just graduating high school, why do I want to apply for this if I'm to be at the bottom of the list? There's a few reasons you should. Number one, the application only takes about 5 minutes to fill out. It's a very simple application, basically your name, address, where you plan on going to school, things like that. You can fill out in about 5 to 10 minutes. No essay, no references. Other than that, all you have to do is send us a copy of your transcripts, and if you're an entering freshman, a college acceptance letter. And that's it. Very simple, straightforward. The transcripts we made easy too, especially high school students, and a whole lot of colleges allow you to do this too. When you apply, you get an email link. You just forward that to your guidance counselor, and they can upload your transcript directly into your file. So it's very simple. And then, like I said, send the college acceptance letter. Last year, we were able to award all the way down to sophomores. So we awarded about 1,200 students at the beginning throughout the 24 counties, and we do have $3.8 million each year for the Tobacco Commission. Now, like I said, we didn't award any freshmen, and I actually had sent a denial letter to every freshman that applied. However, once we made our fall payments, and we realized we had some money left over, so around right before we got after Christmas, I had to call about 200 freshmen and ask them if they want money for spring. And of course, they took it. So those 200 freshmen ended up getting money for spring, and now guess what happened to them? They went from the bottom of the list to the top of the list, because when they reapply for next year, they'll be renewal students. So 5 minutes of your time may need money, it may not need money, but it doesn't hurt to try. And like I said, if you get denied the first time around as a freshman, then you might get, if your GPA is high, we were able to award people from 3.0 and higher as a freshman. So, you know, it might help you out. It might help you out in the future. We look at accepting applications in March, but we don't have a date nailed down yet. But in this brochure again, it's a thing that you can go in and sign up for application notification. And what that means, you can go onto our website, and some steps in here, only like 5 simple steps. You click on a little thing that says notify me, put your name and email address in, submit that. Once you submit that, it sends you an email. You go into that email, there's a link in there, you click on that, you're put on a notification list. So once we have a date nailed down, you'll get a notification letting you know when that date is, so it can remind you to apply. That's basically the program in a nutshell. I'll hand it off to Fred.
Thanks, Paul. I'm with the JT Meeting Charitable Trust. The two main things to take from my dissertation today, 2 points. First, our deadline date is April the 8th this year. Second, and most important, our application is a 2-part process. You fill out an application online. Within that online application is a link to print some paperwork with instructions and forms on additional paperwork you must send to our office. If both parts do not get to our office or postmark by April 8th, you will not be considered. About 20% of our applicants every year never have a chance. About 63% of those who make it to our trustees have been awarded money over the last couple of years. Our scholarships range from anywhere from as little as $500 to a community college. The biggest award we gave last year was $7,000. Our scholarships are renewable once you receive an award if you do 3 things on a continual basis. Reapply each year, maintain your grades, and perform 20 hours of community service. Having said that, we cancel $80,000 to $100,000 in scholarships a year. Because either the students did not do the renewal out, they don't do it completely, or they don't perform their community service hours. We awarded just under $1 million last year. About 3/4 of that was to renewal students. You have to live in one of our 5 counties that we service, Henry County being one of them. We also work with students in Halifax, in Pennsylvania County, and Virginia, and Castle and Rockingham County in North Carolina, and the cities within those counties. You also have to be a U.S. citizen. Our traditional scholarship program actually has 2 pieces. You have to have at least a 2.5 GPA if you're going for an associate's or bachelor's degree. If you're going for a certificate or diploma, we will look at students with a 2.0 or greater. As with Paul's program, we don't really care where you go to school as long as it's accredited. We'd like for you to come back to the area, but we don't have any requirements, nor will we pay you if you do. Just to keep those two things separate. We look at 3 different criteria. Sometimes the trustees will award based on all 3, sometimes a combination or just a single. We look at academics, we look at financial need, and we look at student character. There's an activities form that you fill out that's part of the paperwork you will submit to us, where you put in your school activities, your volunteer activities, your work experience, any awards you may have received while in school or in the community. You'll need to get a recommendation letter and write an essay. I read every essay that comes through the door. I'll know whether you spent 10 minutes writing it or 20 minutes writing it. From a recommendation standpoint, it's always kind of, convenient to get your most popular teacher to write your recommendation letter. But if he writes it on a form letter, and I've read it for the 20th time, it kind of loses its steam the more often I read the same letter with just a different name. As with the essay is why is college education important to you as it relates to your future and career goals? Just off the top of your head. But it is your opportunity to tell us something about you. Why it is you want to be what you want to be in life. Maybe who inspired you to want to do that. Also, your recommendation letter. If you pick someone who knows you and knows why they think you'll be good at what you want to do, it may be what sets you apart from the other several hundred applicants we get. So again, I will reiterate the most important thing. 2-part application. Make sure both parts are done on time. April the 8th is our deadline.
I'm Melissa Wigington with Martinsville Area Community Foundation, and first of all, I was an Upward Bound student. Raise your hand if you're an Upward Bound student. Thank your Upward Bound professors or leaders every day because they really know what they're talking about, even though we act like they don't. They really do. So thank them every day for that, what they do. A little bit about Martinsville Area Community Foundation. A lot of people don't know what we do, but we help individuals, families, and nonprofit organizations establish permanent charitable legacies. And people come in and set up funds with us, and a lot of times they want to set up scholarship funds. We right now have 8 different ones, but this year there are only 7 on the application, and that's because one of them won't be able to go into effect until next year. But next year we'll have 8. We have distributed over $2 million in grants and scholarships since we were established in 2005. Each year we give over $200,000 in scholarships. Who can apply to ours are the high school seniors, current college students, anyone intending to be in a program at an accredited college or university, and graduate school students. Our timeline it started in January 1st, our application process opened, and it will end April 1st. We will not accept applications after that date or time. And we need every piece of material that we ask for by that date. There are a lot of different things that we need, and it's all included in the application, but it's very important that you read that and read it carefully to know what you need. Unofficial transcripts, a resume. You do have to do an essay, but trust me, it's worth it. It seems like a lot to do, but when you get the money and you don't have to pay for school, it really is worth it. Some things that I would suggest for you all when you are filling out your application, remember that the scholarship application represents you and who you are. Make it stand out from the rest of them, and you can do that through your essay. We read every single one, just like he said, and it's very evident who takes time on that and who doesn't, and that can really make you stand out from the crowd. Proofread your work. We do not like to see mistakes. It looks sloppy, it looks like you don't care and you don't want our money, and we want to give you our money. So make sure that you're proofreading everything really well. Complete all the sections. If you don't, it's not a complete application and we cannot accept it. If there's one piece missing out of it, we can't accept the application. We can't even enter it in. We have to have all of the required material that we need. Our applications are found on our website at martinsvilleareacommunityfoundation.org. I have information sheets over at our table. You can come and pick one up, and we also have applications there. It's nice to have neat applications, so I would suggest that you type it. We have a Microsoft document that you can fill in all the sections that you need, and we also have it in a PDF if you want to print it out and fill it out. But if you don't have neat handwriting, I suggest typing it because it's very important for us to be able to read everything clearly. Watch for deadlines. They can sneak up on you really quickly. April 1st seems like it's far away, but it'll be here right before you know it. Highlight your strengths and talk about yourself when we ask you to. We wouldn't say, tell us why you're great if we didn't want to know why you were great and you deserve the scholarship. It's okay for once in your life to be a little selfish and want that money. It's okay. We want to give it to you, but we want to know why you deserve it. Also remember, when you're writing your essay, this is not a one-size-fits-all kind of paper. You need, whatever we are asking for specifically, we need you to write that to us. We don't need you to send in a generic paper that you've turned in for every other scholarship. We may ask for something specific in there, and if you're just turning something in, we're going to be able to tell if you have used that over and over again. Just make sure that you have a copy of your application once you have it completed and you send it to us. Make a copy of everything. That way, if something does go wrong with us, you have your copy there that you can say, well, I have it here. I know that I sent this in if something were to go wrong. It's very important that you have a file for yourself as well as for us. And if you have any more questions, I'll be at your table, and there are applications and information sheets over there. Thank you.
Awesome. Can we give them a round of applause? Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask?
About the tobacco scholarship, you said you need a college acceptance letter. Does it have to be the college that you want to go to, or just one of them?
Right now, just one in general. If that changes, it's very simple to change application. You just have to call me and I can do something and we can get it changed within a minute or so. So to get the paperwork in on time, and I forgot to say, usually how this works is we already look at fall transcripts. So basically, you don't have to wait till you graduate high school or graduate or get done with your semester, your spring semester now. You turn in your transcript as it stands when you apply, because we look at your cumulative GPA in fall 2013, excuse me, last year's fall 2012, so fall 2013. So you just go ahead and get that transcript in as soon as, and then you go ahead, as far as a high school student, send in an acceptance letter for what you have now. If you change your mind, like I said, we can change that. How this usually works is if the application opens in March, like say March 4th, it will probably close at like April 30th. So it gives you almost two full months to do the application. After that, we usually have another deadline, maybe a month after April 30th, around May the 30th or into June for the paperwork. So as long as you get the paperwork in on time and all, then you can be looked at going forward.
Anybody else?
Yes. What is the best way to figure out what scholarships you're eligible for and how many you can find, like the most you can find?
There are a lot of different ways. You can go online, definitely, to research whether it's a specific organization's website or something like fastweb.com, where you actually make a profile and it helps you find scholarships you're eligible for. I think reaching out to people, meeting people, networking with people, talking to other students who went to college to see what they applied for and what they received. I don't really know a best way to tell you, because there's a lot of different ways, but that's my best advice.
I was just going to say, we have, under our scholarships tab on our website, we have an external resources tab right there, and it has all of of these guys along with ours, and it's just an easy place to go to all in one spot if you ever need something that you can go straight to. And I know us in particular, we have all of ours listed in one specific spot with the eligibility requirements right there so you can see it.
I would also add, if you already plan on going to a school, but say you already accept that school, talk to that school's financial aid department. They can definitely be a great resource for you.
Anybody else? Okay. If you would like some more information on MACF, they do have this resource page. I also encourage you to go to everyone's table, talk to them and get their information, their business cards. And Upward Bound, we are meeting in Walker. We do have food for you if you haven't gotten food already. So we will meet in Walker. Thank you.